I'm Jenni Carlson here with Ryan Aber. We're at the Lloyd Noble Center where Kansas has upended Oklahoma 76-72. Ryan, this obviously a much anticipated game after these two teams went to triple overtime in Lawrence. It was a 3-point loss for Oklahoma there. I think a lot of people felt like on home court Oklahoma would prevail, but they lose to Kansas, and now Big 12 race is in jeopardy from the Sooners' perspective. But let's break down this game first before we get to that. Buddy Hield coming in, the talk of the country, really struggled early. What did Kansas do, or what did Buddy not do, especially early in this game?
Well, I think it's about what Kansas did. They made the decision not to start Frank Mason on Buddy Hield. Mason was fantastic, which is funny to say. Mason was fantastic in the first game of this series, even though Buddy Hield scored 46. He might have scored 60 had Mason not played good defense on him. But they made a decision to start Devonte Graham on him, thought they would move Mason onto him late if he was out of foul trouble. That never happened, and Devonte Graham got up in Buddy Hield, stayed right with him, didn't allow him any room to work, and that made life difficult for Hield in the first half, especially 0 for 6 from the floor. Finally got going in the second half, but the problem was a lot of times you see great defenders, their energy gets expended on that end of the floor, their offense suffers. Devonte Graham was fantastic offensively today. Just hit three-pointer after three-pointer, made a couple big free throws at the end, and that wound up being the difference.
27 points for Graham, and I think as Lon Kruger said, you don't really expect that. And yeah, no kidding, he's not a guy that has been a leading scorer for Kansas at all this season, so really came out of nowhere. Ryan, even though Buddy Hield struggles early and really is not alone, the Sooners struggled just mightily to hit anything early in this game. I think at one point they were shooting 11% from the floor late in the half. It wasn't like that was right away. That was fairly on into the first half. So they only find themselves down 5, though, at half, and then come out with a flurry to start the second. And then it was really just a back and forth. So it comes down to the end. You see Buddy Hield miss a free throw down the stretch. And then a shot by Isaiah Cousins ends up being Oklahoma's last shot. Walk us through those final moments of regulation.
Well, yeah, Isaiah Cousins, they're hoping for either the three-point at the top of the key or for Isaiah Cousins to drive. He had really kept OU in this game early with the way he was playing, the way everybody else was struggling. Cousins was hitting shots. He's just been phenomenal recently and was again today. Not his best shooting day, but able to really make a difference in this game on both ends of the floor. But, yeah, you never expect Buddy Hield to miss a free throw. They think that they're with right in the last minute of the game that they've got a chance to tie it if Hield can hit his 2, hits the first one, misses the second one, and that put them behind the 8 ball, made it really difficult for them to come back and win. And in the end, Devonte Graham is able to hit his shots. Isaiah Cousins rims out on that one, and that's the story of this game.
Yeah, we knew it would probably come down to just a couple plays down the stretch, although early on it looked like it might not. But with these two teams, that's just how it goes. And Ryan, now that Oklahoma suffers yet another loss at the hands of Kansas, the question becomes, can Oklahoma still salvage part of this Big 12 title? Because it seems like at this point, with this loss to the Jayhawks, there's probably at least going to be a share of the title going on between somebody. Obviously, Texas is involved, West Virginia is involved. Shake out the race for us a little bit from Oklahoma's perspective.
Well, I still think it's a 3-team race. I think Kansas, West Virginia, who are a game up on Oklahoma, I think those are the teams that have the lead. Now, Oklahoma really needs to sweep this week. 2 road games. They lost here on their home floor. It's been a long time since they've lost here. I think it was about 20 consecutive games dating back to early in the Big 12 season last year. But they're going to have to find a way to steal games on the road, and they've really got to do that twice this week. They needed to win 2 of 3. This week they go to Texas Tech on Wednesday, and Texas Tech has been a bear at home, especially gave them some issues here a couple weeks ago. And then they've got to go to West Virginia, and West Virginia is a completely different team at home. They're a completely different team now that they've got Jonathan Holton back, and Press Virginia is back in full force, and that's a place that OU has not fared very well at. They're really going to need to go on the road if they want to have any chance of salvaging a Big 12 title.
Yeah, and that Saturday game at West Virginia, we know how a Saturday game here against West Virginia went down to the final moments. Kadeem Latin-Tippin won that game for the Sooners. But as you said, on the road, definitely going to be tough sledding for the Sooners in Morgantown. Let's hear what coaches and players had to say after this one.
There's another tough ball game, tough battle. Obviously disappointed with the result. Got off to a slow start. I thought Kansas did a great job opening the ball game, made shots, and create a little bit of a margin from which we were kind of battling uphill all night long. Proud of the guys' effort. They kept scratching on a night when we weren't making shots. Again, credit Kansas for a lot of that too. I thought the guys kept working. They kept clawing and to stay within reach, and then made a good run there in the second half to get the lead. But with the lead, we couldn't get a stop or two. And again, credit Kansas for going down and making big plays. And Graham, of course, was great during that stretch. But proud of our guys. We just have to keep working. Makes our climb uphill a little bit more so. But we got to regroup and figure out how to play better and line up and get one next time out.
I was trying to feel out and see what they was doing, and I had good shots in the first half, and I didn't get to put them down. But they guarded me really well. They threw a lot of bodies at me, but I had some good shots that I should have made in the first half. Just got to step up and make shots, and we haven't been making shots early. We always used to making shots and leading, giving runs on teams, and we haven't been doing that lately, so we got to do a better job. And it starts with me, Ryan, Isaiah, getting everybody together and just get to make shots.
I just feel like with this loss, we just learned from it. We could get better from it. And with all that's happening with this team, I mean, we got the key plays and we got good chemistry. So I feel like this is a learning experience. And once we move on, we're gonna be rolling again.
Well, I told our guys at halftime, I said, we guarded them well, but the law of percentages, have a chance to have a way of evening out. And they shot it so poorly the first half, and then they came out in second half, and first two shots they make are threes, and next thing you know, it's a 9-0 run, and they have all momentum, and then we kind of locked in and played after that. But I thought we really defended them well. I think they're a hard team to guard. All of them can beat you off the bounce, and I thought we took away, Latin on the ball screen and run to the rim. I thought, for the most part, we kept Buddy and Jordan for the most part out of the paint, for the most part, and then although Buddy still shot a lot of free throws, and then Isaiah had a really nice game, but I don't know how you guard them all, and we did a real good job on Ryan, but that's about as good as we can play defensively, I think, against a team that can really score.